Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a really intense legal battle between a tenant and a landlord. That raises some huge questions. Who's really responsible when your rented space gets broken into? Is it the landlord's fault for not providing enough security? Or is it on you for not protecting your own stuff? Let's break it down. So, a tenant, let's call him Mr. Bird, rents a 350 square foot storage unit. He's a musician and uses it as a recording studio, filling it with valuable equipment. One day, the unthinkable happens. He gets burglarized. All his expensive gear is gone. Naturally, he's devastated and angry, and he points a finger straight at his landlord. His argument? The security in the building was a joke. Mr. Bird's main complaint centers on the locks. He discovered that a key from another tenant's unit could open his own door, and several others. He was horrified. Realizing the building's master key system was a huge security risk, he felt that since he wasn't the first person to rent the space, the landlord should have ensured the locks were secure. He argued that the landlord had a duty to provide a safe environment. On top of the lock issue, there were security cameras. Bird says he saw cameras when he first toured the property, along with a sticker on the door that promised 24-hour surveillance. This gave him a sense of security, and it was a major factor in his decision to rent there. He believed he was moving his expensive equipment into a monitored, protected building. But here's where the landlord's side of the story comes in, and it completely changes the game. When questioned, the landlord admitted the cameras were dummies. They were just props, plastic shells put up to deter potential burglars, just like those beware of dog signs people use when they didn't even own a pet. He stated he never once told any tenant that the building had active video surveillance. It was purely for show. And the lease? The 16-page document Mr. Bird signed made no mention of a working security system. The landlord's argument was simple. If security was that important to Mr. Bird, he should have made sure it was written into the contract. Since it wasn't, the landlord had no legal obligation to provide it. The cameras and a sticker were deterrents, not promises. The judge in this case had some very direct and tough advice for the tenant. First, the locks. The judge pointed out that the moment Mr. Bird moved in and felt uneasy about security, he should have changed the lock himself. It's a simple, inexpensive step any renter can take. You change the tumbler, you get your own key, and you give a copy to the landlord for emergencies. By not doing this, he failed to take the most basic step to secure his own property. Then there was the issue of insurance. Bird admitted he didn't have any. He was in the process of shopping around for a policy that would cover his recording studio equipment, but hadn't finalized it because he felt safe in the building. The judge compared this to buying a brand new car and driving it off the lot without insurance, planning to shop for it later. It's a massive, unnecessary risk if you have valuable items, whether at home or in storage. Insurance is your primary line of defense against theft, fire, or damage. The judge laid it out plainly. The person responsible for the burglary is a burglar. The landlord isn't automatically liable for the criminal acts of a third party. For the landlord to be legally at fault, the tenant would have to prove negligence, like if the landlord had propped the main door open or given a key to an unauthorized person. But simply having non-working cameras or a master key system doesn't legally equate to negligence, especially when the lease makes no guarantees about security. The final verdict was a tough pill for the tenant to swallow. The judge ruled in favor of the landlord. Bird had failed to demonstrate that the landlord was negligent. More importantly, he had failed to take personal responsibility for his own property. He didn't change the lock. He didn't get insurance. He relied on a feeling of safety instead of taking concrete actions. So, what can we all learn from this? 3 huge takeaways. First, read your lease carefully. Whatever is promised verbally, get it in writing. If a landlord says there's 24/7 security, make sure the lease says so. Second, take control of your own security. When you move into a new place, change the locks. It's your space, secure it. Third, and most importantly, get insurance. Whether you're a renter or a homeowner, your personal property is your responsibility. Renter's insurance is typically very affordable and can save you from financial ruin. Relying on your landlord to cover your losses is a losing bet. It's a harsh lesson, but an incredibly valuable one. Don't wait for disaster to strike before you protect yourself. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this case in the comments below. Who do you think was right? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Stay safe out there.